Hello guys, this is Charles1K92, also known as GM-65 on the PlayStation Store Network. I have gone over Subject 16's memories again, and I have completed in getting the last remaining artifacts, well, not artifacts, glyphs.
Complete.
Not glyphs, the cubicle things.
Clay Kaczmarek.
We are nothing.
Don't say that, Clay. You're something.
Thursday, January 27, 2011, 2 p.m.
Hi, Clay, it's your dad. Pick up the phone. I know we haven't talked in a long time. I'm fixing the back porch. It's hotter than hell out here, and I could use a hand. Call me. Let me know you're okay.
So there's a staircase. So we'll fail heal again. Okay, so we've gone back to the beginning. Now we don't have to do this, we can now go and restart the memory. You can take a look at the data banks. We've got voice log, in the end it begins, the order, abstergo, the mole, bleeding effect, the truth, and the end of the line. We've also got letters as well from... oh, wait a minute. So from Harold, from Clay's mother, and we decipher fragments. So we go from here, and we have to play not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but memory 5, the bleeding effect. Are you sure you want to replay this memory? Your current memory will be aborted and its progress lost. Which is fine. So as we move in, you'll notice that the bits that we picked up, all 20 pieces are enough to get us to our new pathway. What the hell? Okay. So, what will we find out once we go through here? The truth? So this makes me curious. Is this bleeding effect? Because I remember when I'd done the first playthrough through this a few episodes ago, we seem to have got quite a lot of First Civilization conversation between Juno, Adam and Eve even. So does this mean that this place that we're in, although it's a fragmented memory of Clay's, are we somewhat reliving his life through Adam's eyes? I know it sounds a bit basic, but think about it. Although this part of the world is strange, and it's different, because it is, at no point is it like this. Oh. Leap of faith. You gotta be kidding me. Clay! Well, we're getting closer to the end now. Shit! So you kind of want to roughly stay in the middle. This one is the bastard. Wait a minute. Yeah. So you want to roughly stay this far back, and you made it. Don't want to go all the way back there. Hey, lift, come back down, come back down, come back down. Come back down, come back down, come back. So ignore going this way. Look, so that's where we need to go. So we drop, 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 drop. No, it's not this one, it's the... Nope. Alright. So, we got a choice. We can continue on with the memory, or we find the back door.
Your eyes are now open. Help Desmond Miles.
I will.
Don't worry about me, I found my place and my purpose. There is another I must help along the same path. I want you to know that what happens isn't your fault. I'll always love you, and someday I hope that you'll find what you're looking for. Sending message. Operation successful. Okay, so we broke the loop. There are a few other trophies which you need to get. There's one which is called the River of Styx. It's where if you watch my first let's play through this area, it's where we see the statue of someone pointing and there's a boat, and you can hear someone, well, not someone scream, but some kind of screams going on in the background. So you want to be able to hop from one place to another without causing any damage, and then well, damage means not falling into the river, obviously. And then this other one is Warren Vidic would be proud, is when Subject 16 is taken in during this, you have to go through the entire area without dying. Might be a challenge for some, like for me, like I died constantly, but I think it's only at memory 4 this is where you get the achievement. So once you do that, that's it, it's done. So I could easily just start this again, gone through it all without any problems. Same thing with the last memory of jumping through all those holes. There's some binary code as well which you might find, translate them if you like. You can pause the video to take a look and see what it all means. So, during 16's time in the Animus, we now know that Lucy betrayed the Assassin Order. She, from what we got told from William, she was taken out of the Assassin Brotherhood for a potential reason, for the reason to infiltrate Abstergo. So she had no ties. She had 10 years of where she had no assassin connection. Now, you might turn around and say, well, how did Abstergo know? Well, even though you may break off your ties with the Assassin Brotherhood, it doesn't guarantee that you're off Abstergo's radar. So they probably had a suspicion that Lucy wasn't an assassin. How, you might ask? Well, they might have done something. Well, although she might have been removed, her childhood might have been looked into through her DNA, through her blood samples, and that way they knew. And Vidic probably sent people in to try and kill her. And Lucy actually tells this story to Desmond during Assassin's Creed 1, where she said that she plays off the innocent doctor type at this part of the game. So she says that men with guns came into where I lived, threatened me and everything else. Now Lucy's been trained to kill since probably a young child, so she knows how to defend herself, and probably Warren Vidic was watching her results and realizing this. She knew that she could be killed, but then Warren thought, what if we could take her in and use her? So they did. They looked after her, and she eventually benefited. Whilst at the same time, she probably stayed out of contact with the assassins. But then again, it does say that Warren Vidic did say that we'll let it show that we are not receiving any of the messages from the assassins. So during this time, Desmond has already, well, not Desmond has already, but during this time, Vidic and Lucy are planning and plotting on how to convince Desmond Miles to give up the information of where the apple is and let everything just go according to plan. Lucy was ready to turn against Desmond, so I ask you this. What would it have been like if Lucy had lived? I reckon it would have been an interesting story. Reason being this. Probably Abstergo had to wait for Lucy to give them the all clear, to say that we have acquired the apple. Now, that being said, I reckon William and his team of assassins were waiting because they were probably following Desmond, Lucy, Sean and Rebecca from afar. Waiting, watching and seeing, because keeping in mind this is getting the Apple of Eden, this is the most important artifact for the assassins to get, and this is just going on the lines to save Lucy. Obviously somehow was alive and Juno didn't kill her. So Desmond then takes the apple. Lucy says that we need to contact the Brotherhood so that way you know, to let them know that we have the apple. Sean goes on about saying about the Phrygian cap thing, saying it's found in one place, and he answers obviously where it is. So probably Revelations is the thing, or maybe Assassin's Creed 3, who knows. Whatever you want to sum up from that discussion that he said in Brotherhood, you can come up with your own answers. So anyway, they make their way out of the temple somehow, probably going through the same way they came in, up the lift and everything else. And just as they're about to leave, let's just say Abstergo is on their way. How, you might ask? Well, you could turn around and say Rebecca left some little drones outside to keep an eye on things, and she says, maybe guys, she checks her D-pad thing on her wrist maybe, and she finds that shit, we're not alone. And Desmond, obviously having the skills of Ezio, is able to kill any of the Borgia guards, not Borgia, the Abstergo guards. Now this causes him to suffer a little bit of a bleeding effect again, so he's seeing things that aren't there. But he's got the Apple of Eden now, and he somehow uses this art. He uses the Apple of Eden to somehow relax his mind. But not only does it relax his mind, it perhaps shows him something that he doesn't notice, realizing that he's been taken for a fool. And he's in eagle vision and he can see everyone, but he looks at Lucy and sees Lucy is conflicting between good and bad, or good and evil should I say, to assassin to Templar. Now for Desmond this will seem confusing. He says, Lucy, are you okay? And she might be abrupt back, going, what do you mean? And he, let's say Desmond says, don't worry about it. You get out of the church and let's just say Abstergo guards are everywhere, and Desmond uses the apple the same way that Ezio did, causes the guards to turn against themselves, whilst not doing anything to Sean, Rebecca or Lucy. They start running away in Rome, so you could say maybe this is a cutscene or gameplay, whatever you want it to be. They find their way actually to Tiber Iserine, and let's just go one step further and say that the assassin stuff is still there. It's derelict, it's old. And then finally, moments before, let's say, the big ending, Desmond gets another pulse from the apple, and this time it's Minerva and Juno perhaps maybe talking to Desmond, or maybe it's just Juno, and she is saying what she says within the temple, and Desmond's not so sure. He looks at Lucy again and he sees that she's doing something, and then eventually the jig is up. She's been found out to be a Templar spy, and Desmond is somewhat heartbroken. Not only this, we find again there are more Abstergo agents inside the building, since Lucy somewhat planned that should the Apple of Eden be somewhere in Rome, that somehow perhaps maybe it gets put, you know, they have areas where the Templar agents would have been able to find them. It looks hopeless, and Shauna and Rebecca are capable fighters, and Lucy is as well. And it becomes a point where you're fighting Lucy, who's got the same skills as Desmond does, and keeping in mind she's been monitoring his progress, so she knows all his moves before he makes them. Feeling kind of hopeless and overwhelmed, Lucy demands or asks Desmond to give her the Apple of Eden. Desmond doesn't want to, for he has seen what would happen if he does. He begs Lucy not to do this, to come back to the assassins. Perhaps maybe he could help her. She refuses to say that William, his father, is a liar. He's only using them and everything else. And Sean and Rebecca are also pleading her not to do this. And she makes the move to kill Desmond. Desmond jumps back only to find that the Apple has somewhat taken control and it's Juno, and she doesn't want Desmond to die at this point. And she causes everyone to freeze, including Lucy. And she's able, she can move her head and everything else, but she can't move. And neither can Desmond. And she forces Lucy into a position where she can't do anything. Desmond's Hidden Blade is activated, and like in the game, Desmond stabs Lucy, although under the influence of Juno. After she dies, William Miles comes in, and we see roughly from his perspective on how things go, and eventually asks Sean and Rebecca what the hell happened since Desmond falls into the coma, and that's how I believe Brotherhood could technically end. It doesn't have to. I'm just trying to create some kind of filler here. I don't think there's anything much to this. So we're going to quit this, because I doubt there's anything at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've completed the bleeding effect. See you guys later.